Okay, here we go.
Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Telltale Theater, brought
No
to you by the
problems.
Conco Theater, that brings you all the community plays within the metaverse. I'm Meta Voice, and I am the director, builder, writer, producer of this play. The only thing I don't do in it is act. I've got wonderful, amazing actors backstage getting ready right now, reciting their lines to entertain all of you. Now, this is a very different type of perspective of a play than you might have seen before. The audience is smaller than the actors. This gives you the better opportunity to see us more clearly. Then you're able to also see from the different floors when the sets pop
You
up
didn't scare me.
how very different it is. Now, we do ask you to please, if you are here with your friends, go into group chat, or if you're here alone, please mute yourself. It's very important for the entertainers on stage, just like when you would go see a real play in real life, you wouldn't just be out there shouting from the audience going, "Boo, you suck." You know, you'd just be like, "Oh, that guy from Les Mis was probably terrible," right? You do the reviews afterwards online. That's what we do, right, internet trolls? Yeah. Uh, Afterwards, you'll have plenty of time to talk to the to the cast afterwards in the lobby after we come out here and do our big bow. If you are interrupting the show, if you're talking during the show and you know you're not supposed to, and you've been told, our moderators or ushers will come around and escort you out of the world. Yeah, if you message me why we're no longer here, I probably won't respond. So, yeah. Well, enjoy the show. It begins in 5 more minutes. Invite your friends and enjoy A Telltale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe, or for us not to get sued, A Heart Tells a Tale. Whoa, wait. I forgot. So, and I'm going to bring this up at the end too, but this play, I should probably tell you, is about a year old, right? I built this a year ago to prove that theater can be done in virtual reality. It was very important. So some of it might not be the fanciest, and some of it you might be looking at going, but that didn't move when they say it did. That's because it's a very early construction. Coming up on August 9th will be our first showing of Shakespeare in the Park. We're doing a scene from Romeo and Juliet and a scene from Hamlet. All right. And that one has a lot of amazing, effects to it, sound effects, music, visual effects. Each one of these get better and better. All of them built by the community, for the community, by all of you. So do know that, none of this is charged. We're not charging tickets for it. We take donations as part of the community, but all of this is built by the community and volunteered by the community because of how much we do love theater. So I just want to remind you that. With that, please enjoy. All right, I'm out. Close it down. Hello.
I'm not breaking them. I just got these. 2 minutes. Thank you too. Voice 1 minute before school.
Turn the music on.
Sounds good. Whenever's clever. I'll go out when I hear the heart. Smack.
Get ready, everyone. Break a leg. I hope you
true. Nervous. Very, very dreadfully nervous. I and am, but why will you say that I am mad? The disease had sharpened my senses, not destroyed, not dulled them. Above all was the sense of hearing acute. I heard all things in the heaven and in the earth. I heard many things in hell. How then am I mad? Hearken and observe how healthily, how calmly I can tell you the whole story. It is impossible to say how first the idea entered my brain, but once conceived, it haunted me day and night. Object there was none, passion there was none. I loved the old man. He'd never wronged me. He'd never given me insult. For his gold, I had no desire. I think it was his eye. Yes, it was this. He had the eye of a vulture, a pale blue eye with a film over it. Whenever it fell upon me, my blood ran cold, and so by degrees, very gradually, I made up my mind to take the life of the old man, and thus rid myself of the eye forever. Good morning, Sir Walter Baker. I trust you slept well. You know, the doctor wants you to get plenty of rest after that nasty cold you had last week, sir.
Oh, I know. I appreciate your kindness. Well, you know, it's hard for an old fella like me to sleep these days. I don't know what keeps me up more, whether it's these creaky floors or these creaky joints. I don't know, but I will say, I don't know how long I'd be here if it hadn't been for your kindness, Edgar. You truly are a blessing to this old man's heart.
Oh, thank you, sir. Well, were it not for your generosity to my employment here, I would not have had some of the best moments of my life.
Well, I thank you. But I'm afraid my age has betrayed me. I'm going to be returning to my chambers for some more rest.
Well, would you like me to put away your breakfast for later, sir?
Yes, please. I will be enjoying that later. Thank you.
Sleep well, sir.
I'll do it. Edgar, my boy, tell me.
Yes, sir.
How long have you worked for me now? 8, 10 years?
18 years, sir.
18 years, huh? Now I understand.
Understand what, sir?
Well, I always felt like you're my son. I've never had one as you know, which is the closest thing I've ever had to it, and I appreciate you.
You sleep well, sir.
Good night.
Now, this is the point. You fancy me mad. Madmen know nothing. You should have seen me. You should have seen how wisely I proceeded, with what caution, with what foresight, with what dissimulation I went to work. I was never kinder to the old man than during the whole week before I killed him. Every night, about midnight, I turned the latch of his door and opened it, oh, so gently. And then, when I'd made an opening sufficient for my head, I put in a dark lantern, all closed, so that no light shone out. And then I thrust in my head. Oh, you would have laughed. You would have laughed to see how cunningly I thrust it in. I moved it slowly, very, very slowly, so that I might not disturb the old man's sleep. It took me an hour to place my head so far within the opening that I could see him as he lay upon his bed. What? Would a madman have been as wise as this? And then, when my head was well enough within the room, I undid the lantern, cautiously. Oh, so cautiously, for the hinges creaked. I undid it just so much that a single thin ray fell upon the vulture eye. And this I did for 7 long nights, every night, just at midnight. But I found the eye always closed, and so it wasn't possible to do the work, for it was not the old man who vexed me, but his evil eye. And then, every morning, when the day broke, I went boldly into the chamber. I spoke courageously to him, calling him by name in a hearty tone. And then I inquired just how he had passed the night. Well, hello again, Sir Walter Baker, and good morning. I trust you slept well and are ready for your big adventure today at the park. The sun is shining, and the birds of spring are magical. Maybe, my goodness, maybe some of their magic will make you look more youthful. Would you tell me, sir, what is wrong? Are you all right?
Oh, your whimsical humor and youthful energy. Oh, I thank you for them. It always brings a smile to my heart. But I'm afraid I'm not feeling very well, so I think I'm going to have to cancel our plans today. I think I'm just going to get some more rest instead.
Oh, you are not coming down with another cold again. I will send for the doctor immediately.
No, Ed. I'm only tired, that's all. Haven't slept well the past couple of nights. Had some vivid nightmares and been hearing things scurrying about the house, and I don't know, it's just been keeping me from getting good rest. But I have to ask, have you been hearing anything throughout the night, my boy?
Well, the rat traps have caught quite a few this past week. I'm sure they're breeding again on the walls and the floorboards.
Yeah.
Rats.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I think I just need to get some rest.
Well, would you like your sleeping tonic then, sir?
Oh, no, maybe tomorrow. I'm just going to lay down. By the way, Edgar,
Yes,
I
sir.
want to thank you for our time together. You truly are the best thing that's ever happened to me.
You sleep well, sir.
Haha, thank you, I will.
So you see, he would have been a very profound old man indeed to suspect that every night, just at 12, I looked in upon him while he slept. Upon the 8th night, I was more than usually cautious in opening the door. A watch's minute hand moved more quickly than did mine. Never before that night had I felt the extent of my own power, of my sagacity. To think that there I was, opening the door little by little, and he not even to dream of my secret deeds or thoughts. I fairly chuckled at the idea, and he must have heard me, for he moved on the bed suddenly as if startled. Now you may think that I drew back, but no. The room was as dark as pitch with a thick blackness, so I knew that he could not see the opening in the door, and I kept moving it on, pushing it on, steadily. I had my head in, and was about to open the lantern, when my thumb slipped upon the fastening, and the old man sprang up in bed, crying out,
Who's there? Who's there?
I kept quite still and said nothing. For a whole hour, I did not move a muscle. In the meantime, I did not hear him lie down. He was still sitting up in the bed, listening, just as I had done, night after night, hearkening to the death watches in the wall. Presently, I heard a slight groan. And I knew it was the groan of mortal terror. It was not a groan of pain or grief. Oh, no. It was a low, stifled sound that arises from the bottom of the soul when overcharged with awe. I knew this sound well. Many a night, just at 12, when all the world slept, it has welled up from within my own bosom, deepening with its dreadful echo the terrors that distracted me. I say I knew it well. I knew what the old man felt, and I pitied him. Although he had chuckled. In my mind, I chuckled at heart. I knew that he had been lying awake ever since the first slight noise when he had turned in the bed. His fears had been ever since growing upon him. He had been trying to fancy them causeless, but could not. He had been saying to himself,
It's just the wind in the chimney. Yeah, that's it. It's a mouse scurrying across the floor. Yeah, that's it. It's just a cricket in the corner making a single chirp. Yeah, that's it. That's
Yes. He'd been trying to comfort himself with these suppositions, but found all in vain. All in vain, because death, in approaching him, had stalked with its black shadow and enveloped the victim. And it was the mournful influence of the unperceived shadow that caused him to feel, although he neither saw nor heard, but to feel the presence of my head within the room. When I had waited a long time without hearing him lie down, I resolved to open a very, very little crevice in the lantern. And so I opened it. You cannot imagine how stealthily, until at length a single thin ray like the thread of a spider shot out and fell full upon the vulture eye. It was open. Wide open. And I grew furious as I gazed upon it. I could see it all in perfect distinctness, a dull blue with a hideous veil that chilled the very marrow in my bones. But I could see nothing else of the old man's face or person. I directed the ray, as if by instinct, precisely upon the damned spot. Now have I not you what you mistake madness is overacuteness of the sense? Now I say, came to my ears a low, dull, quick sound, such as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. I knew this sound too. It was the beating of the old man's heart. It increased my fury, like the beating of a drum stimulates the soldier into courage, but even yet I refrained and stood still. I scarcely breathed. I held the lantern motionless. I tried how steadily I could maintain the ray upon the eye, but in the meantime the hellish tattoo of the heart increased. He grew quicker and quicker and louder and louder. The old man's terror must have been extreme. It grew louder, I say, louder. Do you mark me well? I've said that I am nervous, and so I am. And now amid the dreadful silence of that old house, so strange a noise as this excited me to uncontrollable terror. Yet, for some minutes longer, I refrained and stood still. But the beating grew louder and louder and louder, and I thought the heart must burst, and now a new anxiety seized me. The sound would be heard by a neighbor. With a loud yell, I leapt into the room and threw open the lantern. The old man shrieked once only. In an instant, I dragged him to the floor and pulled the heavy bed over him. I then smiled gaily to find the deed so far done. But for many minutes, the heart beat on with a muffled sound. This, however, did not vex me. It would not be heard through the wall at length. It ceased. The old man was dead. I removed the bed and examined the corpse. Yes, he was stone dead. I placed my hand upon the heart and I held it there for many minutes. There was no pulsation. He was stone dead. His eye would trouble me no more. If still you think me mad, you will think so no longer. When I described to you the wise precautions I took for the concealment of the body, the night waned, and I worked hastily, but in silence. First of all, I dismembered the corpse. I cut off the head, the arms, and the limbs. I then took up 3 planks from the flooring of the chamber and placed all between the scantlings. I then replaced the board so cleverly, so cunningly, that no human eye, not even his, could have detected anything wrong. There was a blood spot to wash out, no stain whatever. I'd been too wary for that. A tub had caught all. When I'd made an end of these labors, it was still 4 o'clock, dark as midnight.
Excuse us, but we received a call from this residence. What was the trouble?
There was an awful scream in the house next, as if haunted by a banshee.
Does this happen often?
No, not at all. Never have I heard such a sound coming from that house. It's the house of Sir Walter Baker. He's lived there many years with his servant.
An unusual scream from a place not known to disturb. That sounds awfully suspicious, don't you think?
Very suspicious. One more question before we go.
Yes.
You said the old man had a servant. Can you tell us anything about them?
Edgar? Oh, yes. I've seen him many times before. He helps the old man day and night. Many times I see him through the windows just walking with the halls with the lamp that's lightly dimmed.
Why would he have it lightly dimmed?
I'm not sure. I don't like it.
No.
Thank you for answering our questions.
Oops.
Have a nice rest, and be assured we'll find out what's going on here.
As the bell sounded the hour, there came a knocking at the street door. I went down to open it with a light heart, for what had I now to fear? Oh, hello, come in. There entered two individuals who introduced themselves with perfect suavity as being officers of the police.
Good evening, sir. Terribly sorry to disturb you at this hour, but we're investigating a claim. You see,
A shriek had been heard by a neighbor during the night. Suspicion of foul play had been aroused. Information lodged at the police office. And they, the officers, had been deputed to search the premises. I smiled. For what had I to fear? I bade my visitors welcome! The shriek was my own, in a dream. My apologies for any interruption may have caused the neighbors. This always happens when the old man is away. I've grown so attached to him that it tears me apart when he is gone.
I completely understand. After all, there's never been any complaint against this residence in the past. We just want to make sure that nothing potentially dangerous has happened, for your safety as well. You understand, of course.
Yes. Yes, of course. Here, allow me to help you with this. I, of course, want to do anything I can to assist our local heroes. I then took my visitors all over the house. I bade them search. And I bade them search well. I then led them at length. Officers, this way. I led them at length to his chambers. Right up here, officers. After you. Thank you.
thank you.
Yes. Okay, did you turn off
Once
the light?
there, I showed him his treasures. Secured, undisturbed. In the enthusiasm of my confidence, I brought chairs into the room and desired them to sit and rest from their fatigues, while I myself In the wild audacity of my perfect triumph, placed my own seat upon the very spot beneath which reposed the corpse of the victim. The officers were satisfied. My manner had convinced them. I was singularly at ease. They searched, and while I answered cheerily, they chatted of familiar things. But ere long, I felt myself growing pale, and I wished them gone. My head ached, and I fancied a ringing in my ears. But still, they searched, and they still chatted. The ringing, it became more distinct. It continued and became more distinct. I talked more freely to get rid of the feeling, but it continued and gained definiteness till at length I found that the sound, the noise was not within my ears. It was, no doubt, I grew very pale, but I talked more fluently with a heightened voice. And yet the sound increased. What could I do? It was a low, dull, quick sound, such as a watch makes when enveloped in cotton. I gasped for breath, but the officers heard it not. I talked more quickly, more vehemently, but the noise steadily increased. I arose and argued about trifles in a high key with violent gesticulations, but the noise steadily increased. Why would they not be gone? I paced the floor to and fro with heavy strides, as if excited to fury by the observations of the men, but the noise steadily increased. Oh God, what could I do? I foamed, I raved, I swore, I swung the chair upon the ground on which I was sitting. It grated upon the floorboards, but the noise arose over all, and it continued. Louder, louder, louder. But still the men, they chatted pleasantly and smiled. Was it possible they heard it not? No! Almighty God, no! They heard, they suspected, they knew, they were making a mockery of my horror. This I thought and this I think, but anything was better than this agony. Anything was better than this derision. I thought to myself, I must scream or die, scream or die. And now, again, hark! Louder, 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 louder! Villains! Dissemble no more. I admit the deed. Tear up the planks. Here! Here! It is the beating of his hideous heart! I'm so hard.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being part of a Comco Theater production, A Heart Tells a Tale, inspired by the Telltale Heart. Now I'm going to introduce each one of the cast members out here individually. You may all go off mute now. You go ahead, so you can cheer for them and everything, and afterwards we're going to go to the lobby and you can talk to them. I do ask when you go out to talk to them, don't group all together in the front there. We know how much the noises can be with everyone's talking, so just spread out. There's a lot of furniture and whatnot. You even come in here, and some of you might be able to come backstage. So without further ado, let's start introducing everyone of the cast. And first off, the one with the most lines and some of the most emotion within the 30 minutes here, please bring out Shihan 21.
Thank you guys.
You won.
And next up, the man we love to kill every time we do this. He has a special place within our hearts. Please welcome Sir Walter Baker, J-Bag00. Also the owner of the Firehouse Comedy Club, if any of you enjoy comedy or just entertainment in general. All right, and next up, we have the nosiest, the most concerned neighbor in town. Someone just couldn't keep it to herself, right? It's Hell Hath No Fury.
We love hear something from your house. I'm just gonna let it happen.
Just let it happen, yeah. Bring over cookies next morning. Clean up the body. All right. And speaking of cleaning up the body, make sure you're not cleaning up the body around one of these two. This one is our mustachio police officer who often solves the case. Please welcome the beautiful and the talented Irish Duchess.
Go Duchess!
And now for the metaverse's best friend, the biggest buddy old pal, who might have been here longer than me. I mean, he was saying hello and giving hugs when I came in on my first stage. Please welcome the roughest voice in the detective here. It's it's Bronina.
Yeah, bro.
All right, great
He's
job.
a human hug.
Good job, Bronina.
He's a human hug. Yes. All right. And that's every. Oh no, that isn't everyone.
no,
That's
it's
right. I'm just.
No, it's
Get
not
the camera
everyone.
out of here, please. Get the camera out of
Wait,
here.
there's more.
Thank you. All right, and now for the person who makes all the magic happen, who has some of the best fingers in the metaverse.
Whoa.
All right, without this lady, none of this would ever be possible. Please welcome the very musical, the very mused, Jillian Holly. Oh, you got
Clearly
her.
stole my heart.
I was going to give this to you, but you forgot me. So I'll give it to J-Bag. There you go.
There you go. And guys, keep that noise going for our amazing crew, especially Naruto out there keeping it all
Yes,
safe
Naruto,
and keeping all
keep
you
it
guys being our usher. And of course, guys, keep it going for the director, the builder of the set, the one, the only, the mythical Meta Voice.
You're all right. So let's go ahead and yep, there. Okay, okay. Now
we're in a line.
let's go head up here and take our final bow. And 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
And you can make sure to see our next play starting August 9th, directed by Captain Jack Morgan. It's Shakespeare in the Park. If you love this, you're going to love that. It's a scene from Romeo and Juliet and a scene from Hamlet. All right, everyone, out in the audience. Or out in the audience, on the lobby.
We want a picture
Oh, wait,
of you
wait.
guys.
Pick a
She
trip,
likes to
pick a
do
trip.
this.
We want a picture of everybody. Don't go.
Yep. This is revenge because she can no longer see all of you from above. So she wants to see this.
That's right. I'm right here.
Okay. You know, we can all just go
All right, we
down
got
there
a
with
couple
them, right?
cameras.
I think ours
Yeah,
is
it's not-
different
that's
on
not the
stage.
same.
Gonna be in the
Oh,
way.
okay. All right. Whatever.
Yes.
I'll pose, but if you don't take the picture, I'll start charging.
This is a video.
Okay.
That's a video. Okay. All right. All right. That's enough pictures. Everyone else in the lobby.
Everybody!
All right. Thank
There
you.
you go.
But now you're stuck down there. Good job.
No, there's